Pam is a lot of fun to be with.
I can't say enough about her. She's thoughtful, she's kind, she's always there for everybody.
She helps me with chores. She runs and gets a lot of parts. She doesn't drive any equipment or anything. I've tried to get her in there, but she won't go. When we're calving, she'll help with a lot with that.
When I'm not helping Brian, usually I'm working on things from school because I'm a teacher. I've been doing it for 30 plus years. Still love it.
She is a very hands-on teacher, and the kids love her. She's laughing with them. She incorporates teaching in a fun way.
I did not ever expect to have a stroke. It was just a normal day. Got up, went to work, everything was fine. I had an IEP meeting. I was sitting at my desk. I just thought something is not right, and I'm not sure what it is.
She was on a Zoom call, and she had some numbness in her arm. We were talking back and forth, and I thought, oh, I bet she just got a pinched nerve.
So I'm rubbing it, I'm doing everything. I couldn't get it to come back. I wasn't dizzy. I felt fine. Got up from my desk, went into the bathroom, did like a stroke assessment on myself. Nothing was showing up. So I'm like, well, something's not right. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go in. It never, ever entered my mind that I had a stroke.
Strokes tend not to hurt. Those symptoms don't hurt, and that throws a lot of people off. Things that don't hurt, people don't get alarmed about.
Jason Hicks was the physician's assistant. He advocated for me and said, no, I don't think this is a pinched nerve. I think it's something else.
And he kept persistent on that, which turned out to be a very lucky thing.
They ended up doing a CAT scan and a minimal MRI, and he came back in the room, and I could tell something was wrong. I truly thought I had a brain tumor. But when he said, you've had a stroke, I'm like, no, I didn't.
When someone comes to an emergency room with that kind of complaint, it sets off a whole sequence of events with that idea of an acute stroke in mind. And when it appeared that she truly had a stroke, then we were able to treat her and bring her down here for further management and workup.
When I was taken to Abbott Northwestern, Dr. Terrell was there and basically met us. They kind of didn't know where the stroke came from. So he was explaining some different options. He mentioned the Medtronic LINQ heart monitor.
I describe the Reveal LINQ ICM with patients as a AAA battery that you cut in half, shorten, and thin. It's a very small device and simple to place.
This LINQ recorder, this tiny little thing that we can slip under the chest in this virtually painless way. It doesn't even need a stitch once they put it in, they just put a Band-Aid over it.
It was so minimal that you couldn't even tell it was in there. I think it took longer for everybody to get ready and to get there than it was done in. Seemed like a matter of minutes. There was no pain really involved or anything with it.
The most suspect thing we ever look at is atrial fibrillation. Atrial fibrillation is the cause of about 30% of all strokes that happen. And some people who have this abnormal rhythm, which is what atrial fibrillation is, it's an erratic, abnormal beating of the heart, they don't know it.
It has put my mind, my heart, my body at rest, knowing that I have the Medtronic LINQ.
For those patients with infrequent symptoms, that longevity of battery helps us to better determine what the cause of their symptoms might be, whether it's palpitations, syncope, or embolic stroke.
I have a monitor that sits next to my bed. It looks kind of like a cordless phone. It sits there, and at night it transmits down to the Heart Institute.
The fact that they can just plug it in and forget it and have that assurance that if there's anything that's detected overnight, that we'll get notified and that we can address it.
They wonder, so does this fix everything? And I do have to tell them that no, actually, it doesn't fix everything. It's a diagnostic device. It's not a therapeutic device. And by putting that in, we can better monitor exactly what's going on with you, whether you have these abnormal rhythms in your heart, and then treat you more appropriately if we ever find those.
It's okay to be scared and it's okay to be nervous, but it will make you feel so much better and so much safer in your life to know that somebody is monitoring this and knowing what's going on with you.
Since she's had the heart monitor, it gives me a lot of peace of mind for when I'm leaving all day, that if something does go wrong, that someone's here watching her.
It obviously works, because when something showed up weird on my transmission, they called me right away to make sure I was doing okay and to send another one. so that if there was something weird on that transmission, I'd be going into the doctor. But there wasn't. So that was a good feeling to know that, oh, this really does work. My life was good before this, but I think it's a lesson I learned that we don't always need to be crazy and running around and busy all the time, that you need to value time with your family and your friends. I feel it's important to share my story because I feel like if it can happen to me, it can happen to anyone. And people need to realize to trust their gut feelings. So I feel very blessed that way